Shalom, Yasharala. It's your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that root well. In citation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson, which was inspired by some comments that was made that I heard listening to the Breakfast Club, and this is based off of, stemming from the shooting that happened between Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion, right? Not really getting too much into their little scenario, whatever happened with them, just being niggas and shit. But nevertheless, homegirl wound up coming out and making a statement about people being in her business and whatnot, and so on and so forth, how the other camp was pretty much tarnishing her name and X, Y, and Z. And she wound up making a statement saying how she protected this so-called black man, in which she wound up saying something a little decent, you know what I'm saying, looking out for her people, understanding, yeah, me and you may have a problem, but there's a bigger issue at hand. Because she wound up saying something as far as when the cops came up and was getting them out the car, she didn't want to say, hey, I just got shot, there's a gun in the car with us black folks, and you know how they out here shooting us so-called black folks, right? So, hey, in that sense, you know what I'm saying, she was pretty wise about that. But nevertheless, she was going in and saying how she protected this guy, so on and so forth, which stemmed into a conversation off the radio dealing with so-called black women protecting black men. And as I can see, is Angela Yee, which she's not an Israelite, all right? Her mother's an Israelite, but her father's a Moabite, all right? And how they have these people, you already know how you want to complain about how these record labels and these radio stations and so on and so forth, they're headed by Esau, and they push this agenda to destroy us. But again, just like the devil in the garden, Eve loves to take the bait and bite onto that and then flip it back to further destroy ourselves, right? Now, our simple ass people know what the hell's coming down the pipeline right now, as far as Esau gunning our people down and so on and so forth. And they out there protesting and screaming Black Lives Matter, protect my son, and so on and so forth. But in the same token, they want to sit out here and start, bashing the so-called black man. As they were speaking on the radio of how this is going to be the new trend. You had another woman come out, speak out or whatnot based off of that, or how we've been protecting these so-called black men from abusing us and so on and so forth. And not saying that, our men should be abusing their women or whatnot. But nevertheless, when you in these neighborhoods, you understand certain shit, man. Come on now. Come on. We all done seen this shit. We all seen how these demons roll. And these so-called black women they proud as hell, man. They do all kind of wild shit, man. Now, you just go on the internet and watch the videos, man. They got this one woman who was riding in the car with her man, and they on live stream or some shit like this. And she over here fucking with him, talking about I had my side nigga over here eating my box right there in that seat you was in, and he, ha laughing and joking. And then all of a sudden he kind of gets serious, like, what? She's like, no, you think I'm playing? I'm for real. First of all, to just disrespect your man like that. Second of all, in front of the whole internet and stuff like that, come on, man. But then you get mad at him for coming back at you some kind of way, man. All right, it's just like a so-called black man running up to the police and then slapping him in the face and then mad when the police pull out their gun and shoot his ass, man. Come on, sometimes you got to use a little wisdom here, man. All right, but these are the things they're pushing out for our women in their agenda. But one of the things that the main focal point I want to get at is let these simple ass bitches bite the bait and do whatever they got to do. Hey, that's just, easier for the Most High to sit here and weed these little dumb bitches out, man. All right, because what they don't realize is coming down the pipeline is Esau finna come down on the nation of Israel. We about to go through Jacob's trouble. Not the males of the Israelites, but all of Jacob, all right? So, and we know that 2/3 of our people going to get cut off and die, man. And we see that the majority of our women out here proud as hell, man. They over here riding on Esau's nuts on certain things here and there, but then in the same token screaming Black Lives Matter, man. Oh, we got to stop protecting these so-called black men and this and that. All right, go ahead and drive that wedge further between so-called black men and black women and see who's going to really have your back in all these things, man. While y'all here in the streets protesting and screaming about Black Lives Matter, man, who do you have on your side, man? These other nations don't like your black ass, man. Esau don't like your black ass, man. And now you trying to further push a wedge between you and your man? Come on, man. Let's read how this is all going to play out in the scriptures, all right? And this is why a lot of you, 2/3 of you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women are going to have to die, man, because you stuck in your pride, man. That proudness is going to get your ass destroyed, man. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 4. Or, Salah, Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. All right? Hey, and, twofold, man. You got these, first of all, these women who have our men on child support, so on and so forth. But nevertheless, you got these women that are the heads of the households, man. All right, they the ones so-called run the households and dealing with, the men or whatnot. The men are subservient to these here women, and that's by design, not because these men just want to, cater to these women like that. Some of them do, but not all of them. But still, yet the women have the priority over the household, man. But look at the mind state of these women, man. They're like big-ass children, man. You know, they want to walk around and you know, cause all this destruction, but they don't want to have to take up none of the responsibilities for the things that they was doing. You always hear them making up excuses. You know, they walking around with whorish outfits on, then get mad when somebody call them out their name, or somebody treat them a certain type of way, or they just go out to parties and being irresponsible, getting trashed, drunk, blacking out, or whatever, whatnot. Then wake up, oh, I feel bad for having sex with this dude. No, man, take some responsibility. But these are how children are. You know, they run around the house and with a glass full of red Kool-Aid and shit, jumping around on the couch, and then all of a sudden the Kool-Aid spill, now it's all over the floor. Now they want to start crying as if, oh, I didn't mean, bro. No, man, take responsibility for what you was doing. All right? It says, Isaiah 3:12, as for my people, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. O my people, which lead thee, cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Again, twofold. You got Meg Thee Stallion, who's a part of this one song with Cardi B called WAP, Wet a Box, basically. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they're promoting, man. Our young women to sit out here and be whores and thoughts and basically porn stars, but then get mad when don't nobody want to hold them up and respect them. Oh, no, I'm a black queen. No, you look like a black whore, man. All right, that's, you know, we've had whores and harlots from the beginning of time, man. All right, and this is what they do. They sexualize themselves and you know, they try to you know, be provocative towards these men and everything like that, man. What are these modern day women doing? Walking around with all these revealing clothes on, ass cheeks hanging all out and everything like that. And their best attribute is what? They can make that ass clap, man. That's, you look at all their little websites and all their little pictures and shit like that. All of them got the same poses with their ass all out, clapping ass and shit like that. That's what, you know, they so-called good for, you know. But then they also, at the same breath, want to be called a black queen, right? Oh, Black Lives Matter. All right, well, let's just say the so-called white man give you all the money in the world. What you gonna do? Be Meg Thee Stallions and Cardi B's and shit, going up over there clapping ass cheeks and everything like that, shitting on your own men. But then when Esau come gunning your ass down, y'all black men need to start protecting us. You know, in one sense, where you getting Sandra Bland and everything, you over here screaming out, or Breonna Taylor or whatever, where's our black men standing up to protect us? But then in the next note, oh, we got to stop protecting these black men. These are these children that's ruling over us, man. These little 3-year-old minded ass women that's been placed over top of us, man. But they don't realize they only setting themselves up. They alienating themselves from their own hedge, man. All right. Continuing on. Isaiah 3:12 again. As for my people, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. Oh, my people which lead thee, cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. All right. And who's leading us? These women, man. All right. Going back again to Meg Thee Stallions and stuff like that. And they're promoting them and whatever, whatnot. Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is a big voice. And what are they promoting? Oh, it's time for these so-called black women to start exposing these so-called black men and so on and so forth. And this, well, what about what they in the households doing, man? All right, you got these women talking to their men all kind of ways and coming in the house all whatever kind of way and doing whatever, whatnot, putting their hands up in their face and whatever, whatnot, and then expect them to just, come on, man. That ain't gonna work like that, man. All right, it's just like how you Jake, want to see these Edomites getting pulled over by the police and they suck my balls and blah, 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 screw you guys, get back in their car and drive off or whatever, whatnot. And then you Jakes try that and wonder why you getting shot down, man. All right, now, man. Continuing on, verse 13. Yahweh standing up to plead and standing to judge the people. All right, so the Lord sees what's going on. All right, and hey, he's allowing you women to believe these delusions and these lies and follow down these paths and just alienate you from your hedge, man. All right, Yahweh will enter into, hey, this is like the real setup is the Most High done got your ass delusional to where you're going to go inside your good paying job where everything is all kosher and everything is all sweet. He didn't just put a demon on your ass to wake up one morning, go in there and slap the shit out of your boss. And now you done lost your job and the household and everything like that, man. All right, your own protection is being swooped from up under you, but you think you're doing the right thing. All right, it says, Yahweh will enter into judgment with the ancient of his people and the princes thereof, for ye have eaten up the vineyard and spoiled the poor. The spoil of the poor is in your houses, you know. And again, you know, we wind up giving up all our resources over to these women, man. Child support and so on and so forth. Got to keep paying this shit to these damn women who just go out and get their nails done, jumping from rod to rod to rod to rod, man. All right, if they're a representation of our people, how you want to say we some nation of kings and priests and black excellence, but we got a bunch of whores running around, man. All right. Verse 15, what mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor, saith Yahweh of hosts. You know, this brother already got the bottom end of the barrel ass job or whatever, whatnot, man. And you got him on child support asking for more and more and more and more, and then always making it hard for him to see his damn children, man. Never satisfied, man. All right. Moreover, verse 16, moreover, Yahweh says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking in mindset as they go and making a twinkling with their feet, man. All right, hey, really, that video, not Nicki Minaj, the Cardi B video, WAP or whatever, whatnot, man. Hey, man, you could watch that music video and put it on mute and read these here scriptures that I'm reading right now, and it's the same exact shit, man. This is what it's describing, man. They walking around wonton, stretched forth, necks all super proud, body all exposed and whatever, whatnot. I'm free to do whatever I want. If I want to dress like a whore, I can dress like a whore. You know, like what she say in the song, I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still got my diamond ring. I don't got to serve no man. These men better be serving me. Well, what do you bring to the table? Oh, I got that WAP. Well, I mean, if that's the case, I might as well go get a harlot, because that's all I'm paying her to bring to the table for, you know. Verse 17, therefore Yahweh will smite thee with a scab of the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts. You know, this is why our women are in the condition they're in now, you know, wearing weave and their hair don't grow right. And the day that Yahweh will take away the bravery of the twinkling ornaments about their feet and the calls and the round tires like the moon, the chains, the bracelets, the mufflers, the bonnets, the ornament of the legs, the headbands, the tablets, the earrings, the rings, the nose jewelry, the changeable suits of apparel, the mantles, the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen, and the hoods and the veils. You know, and that's how they was dressed up in that. Any of these damn women videos, man. They all, and you see them out in the streets all walking around proud, these bodysuits on, super revealing or whatever, whatnot. But but you're supposed to worship these women as gods, man. You listen to any of these mainstream radio stations or anything like that, like the Breakfast Club. Oh no, we got to put these black women first. For them to do this, you know, give them all the money that Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B got, and see what they want to turn out to be, man. Super whores, man. All right, and this ain't really good for our daughters, all right, nor our sons, all right. And yet our people walking around like we supposed to be respected by these other nations, man. What other nations is doing this shit, man? You don't see a bunch of, well, you do see these geisha girls, but you don't really see these Arabs, these Moabites. Hey, your girl, the one Arab porn star, the Khalifa girl, right? You see how her own people, her own nation of people, and her own relatives wanted to stone her ass. They disowned her ass, man, because she bringing shame unto their own nation, man. But look at our people, man. That's how they so-called bring, you know, glory unto our people, man, being the biggest thoughts and the whores, man. All right, but they don't realize that, hey, man, they driving the wedge between them and their protection, man, their hedge. All right. Verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there should be a stink, and instead of the girdle, a rent, and instead of a well-set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. The men shall fall by the sword, and the mighty, and thy mighty in the war, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. You know, dealing with, you know, when we go into Jacob's trouble, you know, ultimately. But let me go from there to the book of Micah. I'm setting up this here situation of how the conditions of our women right now, man. All right, but what it's going to ultimately lead to, you know, in a time where we should be coming together and banding together. The curses shouldn't be driving wedges between us no more, because the Most High said in Deuteronomy, what is that? Deuteronomy, let me find that real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemy and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And some of the curses that go into that is, you know, the hatred between, you know, the household, the men and the women, and so on and so forth, you know. You know, we supposed to, you know, that's supposed to be falling on Esau right now. You know, we supposed to be coming back together, man. All right, but yet and still, what do we see Esau pushing back out, the narrative being pushed back out through the so-called people that look like us are supposed to represent us, but they being paid off, man. All right, you know, that girl Angela Yee always promoting our women to be whores and doing whatever they want to do, man. This is Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire in the streets. All right. So going into that, man, you know, she that is my enemy, man. You should be banding together with your man right now, man. You should be coming back together with your people and understand that Esau's the enemy. Esau's the one planting all these seeds between us, man. Esau's the one that divided us up from the jump. You know, with Adam and Eve and everything, right? Esau came through and was telling our women about certain things, this and that, and then our women followed after that so-called advice. All right, and then it fucked up our whole nation. How much more even now, man? We getting gunned down in the street by Esau. You know, you got an uprising around the whole planet over the controversy of Zion. But guess what? Oh, we can't even stand together because why? We about to have this wave of so-called black women stop protecting and supporting so-called black men, man. Setting us back another 100 years, man. All right, just as our people were so-called waking up. All right, you know, it should be our so-called black women that should be standing up, canceling the Cardi B's and the Meg Thee Stallions and so on and so forth for pushing forth these types of narratives and these imageries that's showing forth for our people, man. They're in the forefronts, man. All right, they should be promoting our Israelite sisters that's in order to be the so-called role models for our young daughters and our sisters and so on and so forth, man. All right. Let me go to the book of Isaiah again. This is Isaiah 13:12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right, so going into that, the man is talking about the Israelite man, and not just any Israelite man, but the elect of the Israelite men. All right, why? Because wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of that time. We see through all these things, man. We see the devil and his plans and everything that's going on. But let me keep reading. All right, because this is dealing with Esau, right? Verse 14. Now, this also says the same thing dealing with Jacob in another scripture. The same exact thing. But, hey, also in the scripture say, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. Right? So you got a lot of our women that's cleaving unto these Edomites, and they're going to wind up getting ran through just like these Edomites. Verse 14 says, and it shall be as a chased roe and a sheep that no man taketh up. Again, this particular scripture is talking about Esau, but again, there's another scripture that basically goes into the same thing about the houses being spoiled and the wives ravished, dealing with Jacob. One of the curses that was going on us is one of our downfalls, but it's going to happen again, all right, during Jacob's trouble. All right, but nevertheless, it says, it shall be as a chased roe and as a sheep that no man taketh up. Ain't nobody going to be trying to protect these damn Edomites. Same way ain't nobody going to be trying to protect 2/3 of our damn women. All right, because they're going to remember, man, it's going to come back up into their face about, oh, this was that bitch that had me on child support. This was that bitch that was lying on me and this and that and so on and so forth just to come up to get a so-called bag, man. All right. How many of these women, like the girl Selena Powell or whatever, whatnot, going around to these celebrities and sleeping with them or whatever, whatnot, consensually sleeping with these men, but putting their business out on the internet and then blackmailing them for some money, man. All right, and if that's not a trap or a snare, man, she wiped her mouth as if she ain't did shit, going from fountain to fountain. Come on, man. It says, verse 15, everyone that shall be found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Hey, I just quoted that, man. All right, because, see, again, this is talking about Esau, but our women are cleaving unto their philosophies and their ways and just following after whatever masters say, man. When masters say, all right, enough is enough, Black Lives Matter, being formed by George Soros, then our so-called black women jump on the bandwagon, man. When they talk about, oh, we got to start canceling these so-called black men and stop protecting them, so-called black women jump on that bandwagon, man. All right? It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes. The house shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. All right. Ultimately, again, this is going into Esau. But when Esau come in and during Jacob's trouble, who's going to be your hedge? Because we just read verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Because we know in Jacob's trouble, Esau's coming down for Jacob, man. But what? The elect of Israel is going to be saved, right? And so this is dealing with, first and foremost, the men, all right? And then the women that's going to be saved going to be joined unto these men. But if you over here not protecting them and so on and so forth, letting Esau come down on their ass, when Esau really come down on your ass, man, who going to be protecting your ass, man? you think Esau, you think Esau really got anything? The only use that he got for you so-called black women is to further separate us and to destroy us, man, all right? Going back to verse 16, their children also shall be dashed into pieces before their eyes, which we see in that happening right now. The houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. All these so-called single independent women flossing on how much money they got in their bags or whatever, whatnot, in their high-rise apartments or whatever, whatnot, all on the internet, always going live. Who's going to protect you when your door get kicked in and all your shit getting taken, man? All right, because they're going to be running through men's houses as well, too. But at least they got a fighting chance, man on man, mano a mano, manpower. At least they can fight it out. But who's going to be sitting there protecting? You think you're going to be able to call 911? Think 911 for the come for your little black ass, man? No, come on, man. All right, you got to be out of your mind. But, hey, this is why we ain't supposed to be following after the woman's leadership, man. All right? This is why I started out reading, women rule over them and women and children are their oppressors, man. All right? Let me go back to Isaiah. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Notice the key words in here. First of all, the 7 women is a complete number of women. Shall take hold of one man. The one man is talking about the elect of Israel men that's going to be saved and delivered. But the key points in here I want to pull out says, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. These are the humble women that's not walking around proud, man. The humble women of our nations to see what's coming out down the woodwork and be like, you know what, we're not going to sit here and follow after this and folly and these things they're trying to portray on our people, man. If Meg Thee Stallion and this dude and had some kind of, we don't know what the hell was going on in that car, man. She could have had her hand all up in his face and talking about this and talking about that and so on and so forth and whatever, whatnot. You know, we don't know the whole story, but now you got all these women to say, fuck that nigga, put this nigga in jail, deport this nigga, we got to cancel this nigga. All right, and y'all don't even know what, you know, it's always whenever there's some kind of domestic violence, or whatever case or whatever, whatnot, between the black man, so-called black man and black woman, no matter what she does, it's automatically go ahead and get rid of this dude or whatever, whatnot. You know, she's always innocent, man. You know, nobody ever asked what she did. Well, don't matter what she did. Come on, man. You black women don't like being around in the presence of you other black women. Y'all know how y'all get down, so how much more? Come on, man. Let's just be real. All right? But again, hey, we got children ruling over us, man. They got the mindset of a 3-year-old, man. All right? But nevertheless, these women says, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Because, see, they're going to be humbled. All right, and they're going to be like, we'll be able to take care of our own stuff. We're not looking for a so-called monetary come up like these women out here. They just want a new bag or a couple stacks or a car payment, man. They're not really looking, you know, I get this analogy all the time, man. Back when I was growing up, man, the majority of our women was in a household, you know, it was going through that separation. But a lot of our women was in a household with a husband. They didn't really work. The husband went to work, you know, and they, you know, had a white picket fence, 2-car garage, went on vacation, whatever, whatnot. But now, you know, you had the bags, the purses, everything taken care of. But now you just want the little items and stuff like that. You ain't even got a roof over your head. You got to jump 5 different rods just to get a complete set of something. Your hair did, your nails done, an outfit, your car washed, some gas in your car. You got to go through all these different men to get all of this stuff. Instead of back in the days, you only had one man to get this to you. But yet you think you're in a better position now. But really, you're in a more destroyed position than you've ever been in. But again, children are their oppressors and women rule over them, man. All right? So let me go from there real quick to... Or we can go ahead and close out with this. Because, see... like I said, Esau's setting you up for the okie doke, man. Let him drop that wedge between you and your man. Who's going to protect you in that day, man? We just read that, you know, a man going to be more precious than the fine golden wedge of Ophir and so on and so forth, man. All right. But nevertheless, you got our women that's trying to drop that wedge in between their hedge and themselves, man. All right. That's just like us saying, look, we don't want, as the Israelite men, the elected Israelite men, we don't want to know the Most High's name. We don't want to know his son's name. We don't want to know nothing about the Israelites. Okay. So when it's time for your salvation, how you going to get saved if you don't know which name to call on? Well, we'll worry about that when that get there. You know, if God want me to be saved, he'll give me the name. Well, he's trying to give you the name, but you don't want to listen. This is the same scenario our women are in right now, man. They want to be all right. They want to be protected. They want to stop being shot down in the streets. They want to be so-called their lives to matter or whatever, whatnot. But what do they keep doing? Keep showing their lives don't matter. They just want to be able to twerk and shake that ass and be the biggest thoughts and whores that there are and just get all kind of money and sleep around with all kind of men, but still be respected as some kind of respectable ass woman, man. All right. But nevertheless, hey, man, they keep following after the doctrines of Esau, Edom, man, driving this wedge in between us and realizing that it's also about to be a war coming up, man. You know, Esau about to start rolling on us, man. They about to implement this RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, using his military, man. And who's going to be sitting here protecting you damn women, man? All right, let alone these men. So let's jump into that. Jeremiah 30:5. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear, not of peace. Because, see, a lot of these women are under the delusion that everything going to bounce back. They're going to be all right because they have all, you know, all the teats and whatever, whatnot. Damn, I think I done skipped a precept. Let me look back for that. Slovakia. This is Isaiah 32:2. I skipped a couple precepts. And a man shall be a hiding place from the wind. Again, this here man is going into the elect men of Israel. A man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, so going into, you know, being a hedge for these women when Esau come in as a great flood, man. All right, but yet our women don't want to listen to these things, man. All right. Let me jump down to verse 9, Isaiah 32:9. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. You know, it says, ye careless daughters, you women that are at ease. A lot of our women are at ease. They ain't really going through no threats. They got to listen to the so-called white man to give them something to stress out about. Oh, Black Lives Matter because y'all shooting us down. Well, really, it's mainly so-called black men that's getting shot down. You know, the men of our nations are getting shot down, not really you women. It's the ones, us that's losing our jobs and everything like that and at the bottom of the barrel, man. Not really y'all. Y'all done had it good for this whole time, man. All right. But nevertheless, continuing on, it says, many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Yeah, because y'all still riding around in your designer with your designer purses, your designer cars, living in your nice apartments or whatever, whatnot. Got these different men slaving to pay all your bills while you ain't really doing shit but so-called getting fresh and looking nice and everything like that, man. Just to go out and go stun on some more of your sisters or whatever, whatnot, and with your damn snatch, man. All right. Verse 11, tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Right now, man. Just like the elect men of Israel right now, we ain't walking around talking about, yeah, respect the black man and this, and that, and we better than y'all, and this, so on and so forth, man. No, we know all these things, but that's not what we out here prophesying, man. All right, so the same thing with these women out here, man. And hey, you know that you're a better person or whatever, whatnot. Hey, just learn and be humble, man. Get in order, man. Stop going out here saying, hey, y'all need to give all y'all shit to us, basically. You know what I'm saying? And give us the money or whatever, whatnot. For y'all to do what? Become Meg Thee Stallions and Cardi B's and shit, clapping ass on the mainstream scale, man. That's all they want to do is go live on Instagram and shit and pat their little weave and shake their little ass, man. All right? Verse 11, tremble ye women that are at ease and be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats and for the pleasant fields and for the fruitful vine. All right, so going into these things, man, all the so-called good life that they living right now is about to come to a screeching halt. But guess what? They getting rid of their damn heads, so who's going to really protect them in that day, man? Who's going to want to be around these loud-mouth ass women in these days, man? Walking around with these ass implants and these thick-ass or eyelash extensions and these blonde wigs, wig hats or whatever, whatnot, man. That's a detestable thing, man, a walking abomination, man. You think any of the men of the Lord going to want to protect you in those days, man? All right? How much more the Lord? We just reading about how the Lord feel about you. All right? We're going to close here in Jeremiah chapter 30. Starting in verse 5. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. All right? Because a lot of our women just think that everything going to bounce back, everything going to be sweet and everything like that. Because, they have the freedom to walk around as the biggest whores that they can as of this point in time. And ain't nobody really judging them. So they just want to keep going on and doing that. Ask ye, because what's their biggest goal? Oh, I want to be an Instagram model, aka code word for a harlot. It's the new name for it. Ask ye now, see whether, or have an OnlyFans page or some shit like that. Ask ye now, see whether a man doth travail with child. This saying a man, all right? These are these big gangsta ass nigga, military ass men or whatever, whatnot. Not these little simple ass women, right? But how much more? Where's the space for the woman if this is how the men are acting, man? It says, ask ye now, see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turn to paleness? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So he keep going into the he and that man. These are talking about the elect men, all right? But guess what? You trying to drop that wedge between, the so-called black man and the black woman. How you going to do that? You know what I'm saying? You don't even know who the elect men are. You don't want to listen to no so-called black man or Latino man, Native American man. So when Jacob's trouble come down the pipe, who going to be protecting you, man? The so-called white man going to be coming down on the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The motherfucking nations don't care about you. You ain't never heard no Chinese people standing up for no black people, let alone black women, all right? Or the Africans or the Arabs, none of them. So who going to stand up and protect you in that day? Oh, what you going to do, go out there and clap that ass for those so-called white men? He going to not try to gun you down and shit like that? Come on, man. But see, this is why we read earlier about women rule over them and children are their oppressors, man. This is the mind state of these people. They're like 3-year-olds, man. All right? They're like the ones that'll take their damn video game and throw the remote control up against the wall and get mad when it's broken, can't play the game no more. Well, who you going to be mad with yourself, man? All right? Let me read verse 7 again. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right? So, hey, man, go ahead and follow after Esau and his doctrine and his philosophies if you want to. They pushing on the radio stations and everything like that if you want to. And see where that lands your ass in those days, man. All right, as we getting closer and closer to the end area, the Lord is revealing all these things. Israel is a number one topic around the whole globe right now. Who are the children of Israel? Now you talking about some not protecting the so-called black men. Out of all the things that we seen the devil doing to our so-called black men, you want to stand up and protest for them, but then in the same token, oh no, we want to stop protecting, let the so-called white man start gunning them down. You see the hypocriticalness in the words of these women's mouths, man. All right, that's why 2/3 got to be stopped, man. This is why 2/3 got to be put to death, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, your lesson was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation and much love for Yahweh and pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.